Right back at you. It's your boy, Ferrari Boy. And today I'm gonna do some pods for y'all, but I'm gonna do the whole video this time. I done started so many damn videos on when I'm making pods and making shit and skipped so far along, it's ridiculous. So this time, for sure, we're gonna do the whole thing on this one. Seriously, okay? So on this one, some G bodies again. And we're gonna make some pods for his door panel. Now, with this, these are really nice door panels, man. I didn't really want to mess with these, man. I tried to tell them to maybe don't mess with these at all, or get another set from the junkyard somewhere and we'll do those, but leave this one alone. These are really nice. But he said go ahead and do it. So we're gonna go ahead and do it, and I'm gonna do as minimal cut. Well, I'm not gonna cut anything. I'm gonna put some holes to mount them, and that's it. Like 4 holes to mount them, and that's it. I'm not cutting into nothing. I'm actually going to make it thick enough where I don't have to cut the backs off, where it stand up thick enough where I can just drop the speaker in. So this is how we're going to do. And on a side note, everybody, the price of material right now is really ridiculous, okay? When material goes up, the cost of your work goes up. It's just business. It's just how it works, man. It ain't no thing like people trying to get over. It just happens that way. MDF then went up, so the price of pods go up, the price of decks go up, the price of sound boxes, your whole interior goes up. Vinyl didn't went up. When material goes up, the cost of the work goes up. So I understand that, you know, when I made them last time, I only probably charged $150. Now I got to charge you $200. Material is ridiculous. So people just need to understand that when material goes up, cost is going to go up. It's just what it is. So, you know, with that being said, man, so what I'm gonna do with these is we're gonna make some pods, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a piece of 3/4 inch MDF. That's what this is. Like I said, I want it to be thick enough where it's gonna drop in the speaker, and I don't have to put a hole in there to do it. All I have to do is just recess it, and I'll put a 1/2 inch grill on it. I usually don't use a 1/4 inch, but that 1/4 inch be kind of thin and it's kind of fragile. So this is actually I already had the template for it. So like I told everybody, you know, always make a template, keep the template. I already had one for G bodies. So I got like 3 templates for G bodies. If they want some more custom, I'll charge them more for me to actually customize it and then use like fiberglass and all that. But just the regular pods that I can screw in, you know, it's just the same price. I just copy the same template and make it. And this is one of them right here. I was trying to say something. Oh yeah, this design this is deluxe. If anybody knows YouTube, the Underground King, y'all know he is the Freestyle King. Y'all know who he is. Freestyle King Interior. You know, ain't nobody better. But anyway, that's what this is. I just put my own little twist on it, but any way I twist to it, it's Deluxe's design. This is his idea, not mine. So this is how I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna use this. We're gonna make copies, and we're gonna use our router table, and we're gonna make an exact copy of this one. So I'm gonna make copies of it, and then I'm gonna cut you back on, and I'm gonna show you what to do next, or how I do it next, or my next step, how you want to put, however you want to put it. So let me make up all the pieces, and then we're gonna start assembling. Okay, so after you made copies of all we're using your router, of your pods, what you do, I made them. This is for the left and right, for the actual pod and the screen that's in front of it. All right, so what I like to do is after I copy it all on the router, you still end up with some rough edges and like see how it's rough on the edges, you still end up with that. So I like to get a nice sand around it, some light, not done to change the shape too much, just a light sand to smooth it all around and to get it and get it to exact copy. So it goes like this. Like I said, this is the screen part, and this is the part that's the speaker goes in. It's 3/4 inch. That's 1/2 inch. You don't have to round. I wouldn't round this off while we putting the screen on it. I wouldn't round this one because it's when you put this flat piece on there, it's gonna have like a little opening in it now from where it dips down from the rounding. So you don't round it off yet. You can round off this piece or put a tamper on it on the screen part, but the actual part, don't round it off or anything like that. Just leave it like it is. Put your light sand on it, like it end up looking like this. It's a light sand. See, nothing crazy, just a light sand, so it all looks smooth and uniform. And then after that, you can countersink use a rabbit and countersink your speakers so they'll sit down flush, so your screen will sit flush onto it. So let me rabbit these and I'll cut you back on. Okay, so after all that, I didn't rabbit it yet because I was going too far ahead of myself. First, you got to put your mounting points in, okay? So my mounting points was going to be here and here. Well, that's what I thought I had to do, my mounting points, but now I'm thinking about it. I actually need to rabbit it first, so I can see which places I have, so I can, what airspace I have to put my mounts in. And I took pieces I just cut. These are this left over from the 3/4 inch MDF, and I've just cut pieces to fill it in because I'm trying to do it now where I use everything I make is all out of wood instead of using fiberglass to fill in airspace. I'm trying to do it when I use the whole thing out of wood. So I'm gonna put the whole thing in wood, and then I'm gonna fill it all and shape it. So like I said, just cut individual pieces, fill it all up. It ain't gotta be perfect because you're gonna shape it all anyway. Put it all up in pieces. Then you use your angle grinder with your flap disc, and you shape the pieces around it so you can go around curves and stuff. So I'm gonna fill it in, rabbit it, and I'm gonna cut you back on. Okay, and now all of them are built. Like I said, I just gotta rabbit it and put my mounting points, but you see how everything is like overhang. I mean, it looks a mess right now. You see how everything looks a mess. There's gaps and everything. See them gaps? So I'm gonna show you. So that's when you use your flap disc, and you can shape all this with your flap disc. All this, you can shape it. Okay, so fill it. Like I said, I'm finna fill it. And then I'm gonna show you how it looks after you shape it. Okay, so you got everything rounded off. Well, I got you know what I mean. We got everything rounded off, okay, with 36 or 40 grit, whatever you got. Hell, even if you got 80, it just take longer. But you shape it all up. See, I shaped it all up. That's all you got to do. With the DA sander, just shape it all up. Now the next thing you want to do is mount it on here, and then you want to fill the gaps. I think I made it show the video a while ago about filling the gaps. Like this. That's all. Just take you some kitty hair to fill your gaps up. So that's your that's the next process over here. So you want to flip all these, or you want it to look flush. Oh, so you got air holes in it, you know. So that's my next thing. We're gonna put all the fiberglass around it to make it look flush. So let me get both of them back in fiberglass. Well, I got the first one on. Let me get the second one back in fiberglass, and I'm gonna cut you back on. All right, man. So what I did, I just skipped to the end product because the last thing I showed you, after that, man, y'all already know what's after that. It's just the sanding, basically, and either, painting or either wrap it, whichever your choice. But I just wanted to give y'all like an outline or a guideline or, another way that I do pods, even though it's not my design, it's deluxe design. But it's just another way that I do them when it's something quick and they just need just some regular old pods, nothing fancy. And that's mostly what I go with, something like this here. You know, ain't wasn't too much router work involved with it for real. You know, I used all the jigsaw. One good tip about using the jigsaw is you don't have to use templates really for everything too much to make everything look clean, because if you let's say like on the screens, when I cut these screens, I use a regular jigsaw, and as long as they're just complete steady cuts, it doesn't even matter if they're not straight, because once you put it in a router and make a duplicate, it makes it look uniform, makes it look like that's how it's supposed to be, so it doesn't look like, you know, you won't even notice that it's imperfections in it. You don't notice it once you copy and put the other ones in the exact same way. So if it is, maybe let's say it is a little it dips a little different right here, maybe you don't notice it, because once you copy it, you got two identical copies, you don't even notice it. I guess it's just an eye trick or something that your eyes play tricks on you or something, but you don't even notice it. Now, if it's just they don't look alike, you'll notice it immediately and you won't like it. But when you router them and get them both to look identical, you don't even notice it. So most times you don't really have to use a router to make all the lines complete, straight, and perfect, because once you hit that router and make a duplicate of what you cut off the jigsaw, you ain't gonna even notice it. So but like I said, this is the end product, man. This is just how, that was just our guideline I was giving you. I was finna show you the whole steps for it, but it didn't make no sense to. It's a million videos out there that show, and plus you guys know about the sanding part. That's the terrible part. So, and the reason why I switched to trying to use everything as wood, like how I showed y'all, by gluing the pieces together and then putting the fiberglass, it cuts down on the sanding time tremendously, and I hate sanding. So but that's it, y'all. I got them on both sides. 2 6.5s, just some clean. That's the closest I can get to the brown that he said brown. But yeah, so he's done. Get him out of here, y'all. So it's your boy, Ferrari Boy. I'll catch y'all on the next one. 2 up, y'all.